From Bootstrapped to Booked. That's the promise for today's episode, and it's not hype. If you've been telling yourself you'll start taking clients as soon as your website is perfect, your branding is dialed in, or your software stack is finally set up right, this is your reset. We're going to build a frictionless, hyperlean system that helps you start getting booked fast, without spending money, and without disappearing into tech setup for weeks. Let's name the real problem: tech overwhelm. You know what it looks like. You spend days adjusting fonts and colors. You go down a rabbit hole trying to connect an email platform to a landing page builder to a CRM. You compare subscription tools that cost $99 a month, and somehow, you still haven't landed a single paying client. That loop has a name. It's the tech trap. And it's one of the biggest reasons talented coaches, consultants, and service providers stay stuck in permanent launch mode. Not because they're not good at their craft, but because they're building for scale before they've made sales. The software becomes the project, and revenue becomes the thing you'll get to later. So here's the shift we're making: we're not building a complex machine for an imaginary future audience. We're building the simplest possible path from "I'm interested" to "I'm booked and paid." That's it. The goal is to remove friction between your offer and someone saying yes. Think of two different paths. The traditional trap goes like this: build the website, then build the funnel, then write email sequences, then connect all the tools, then troubleshoot, then rewrite the copy, and weeks later you're still almost ready. The frictionless blueprint is way simpler: offer to booking link with payment to client. Clean. Direct. Fast. The core principle is speed to market. Keep overhead close to zero. Let your service do the heavy lifting, not a complicated funnel you don't need yet. If you only take one idea from this episode, let it be this: stop building complicated systems for clients you don't have. Build a simple system that makes it easy for the next client to pay you. Alright, let's get practical. The frictionless system has three pieces: booking, payment, and onboarding. We'll go one by one. First, booking. This is where most service providers bleed time without noticing. A potential client messages you and says, "I'd love to work with you. When are you free?" And you answer with a few time options. Then they respond that none of those work. You offer more. They take a day to reply. You try again. Momentum fades. The excitement that was there at the start slowly evaporates. Every step you add between interest and a scheduled meeting increases the odds the person will drop off. Not necessarily because they don't want it, but because life happens. They get distracted. Another option appears. Or the process just feels like too much effort. If you've ever had a conversation that went: inquiry, your reply, their conflict, your follow-up, and then silence, you've seen this friction in action. It's not a motivation problem. It's a system problem. The fix is simple: a self-serve booking link. Use a free tool like Google Calendar appointment schedules or Calendly's free plan. You set your availability once, and then the client selects a time that works for them. No back and forth. No guessing. And the meeting lands on your calendar automatically. Here's what changes when you do this. Booking goes from a day or two of messages to under a minute. It goes from multiple emails to one click. And instead of manually creating events and reminders, the system locks the time and sends confirmations and reminders for you. So what do you do today? 3 steps. Step 1, decide your availability. Not whenever, but specific blocks that protect your energy and your calendar. Step 2, connect your booking tool to your calendar so it prevents double booking automatically. Step 3, put the link everywhere it needs to be: your email signature, your social bio, and directly in messages when someone shows interest. And let me make this a rule you live by: stop asking prospects, "When are you free?" Your new default is, "Here's my link. Grab a time that works for you." That small change increases speed, professionalism, and conversion. Second, payment. This is where a lot of people accidentally sabotage the moment of highest intent. Someone just decided to buy. They're excited. They want to move forward. And then you make them jump through hoops, bank transfers, manual invoices, awkward back and forth, or an offline payment step that delays everything. Here's the danger: when you send a manual invoice after the call, you create a cooling off period. The call ends, you promise to send the invoice, they say they'll pay later, and later turns into 2 days of delay. And in that space, doubt creeps in. They reconsider. They get busy. Or they disappear. Not always because they changed their mind, but because you made paying feel like a separate project. The solution is to collect payment in a single step, ideally at the point of booking. You want commitment up front. That protects your time and your income, and it removes the need to chase payments. You can set this up for free with Stripe. Option 1 is Stripe payment links. In a few minutes, you can create a hosted checkout page for your service with no code, and you can send that link to anyone. Option 2 is even smoother. Connect Stripe to your booking tools so payment is required to reserve the time. No payment, no booking. Simple. The takeaway here is very direct: get paid at booking. Don't wait. Don't chase. Don't turn billing into a follow-up task. Your system should make it easy to say yes while the client is already ready. Third, onboarding. This is the part people underestimate, and it matters more than you think. The moment somebody pays, their expectations spike. They're thinking, great, what happens next? If they get silence, even for a short time, it can trigger buyer's remorse. They start wondering if they made the right call. They question whether you're organized. And that doubt can weaken the relationship before you even start. You don't need an expensive client portal or a fancy membership site to create a premium experience. What you need is a zero-delay welcome. As soon as they book and pay, they should receive an automated email that makes them feel taken care of immediately. That email only needs to deliver 2 things. First, the session details, the calendar invite and a video link, whether you use Google Meet or Zoom. Second, a short intake questionnaire, like a Google form, so you can collect the basics before you meet. Where are they now? What do they want? What's the context? That way you show up prepared, and they feel like they're in good hands. This is the quiet power move. Automated onboarding turns a normal transaction into a professional client experience before you've even spoken to them again. It signals competence. It reduces anxiety. And it reinforces their decision to work with you. So now let's wrap it all together, because this is the point of the entire episode. Building a service business isn't about having the slickest site or the biggest stack of software. It's about removing friction between your expertise and the person who needs it. The easier it is to book you, pay you, and get started, the faster you grow. Here's your weekend challenge, and yes, you can do this in 48 hours. Step 1. Set up your self-serve booking link. Step 2. Connect payment so you collect revenue up front. Step 3. Automate a welcome email with session details and an intake form. And then, the most important step, go live. Not next month. Not after you tweak the logo again. Not when you've figured out every platform. Go live this weekend. Put the link in your bio. Send it when people ask. Make it real. Execution beats perfection. Every time. Thanks for listening to From Bootstrapped to Booked.